Hello, my name is Ash and I teach vision boarding, but here's why I would not prioritize making a vision board just for this year of 2026. Yesterday, I posted on my Instagram about how this time of year between Christmas and the New Year, we tend to lose track of time. I actually heard on the radio yesterday that Americans lose track of what day it is at least 5 times between Christmas and New Year's. And we are very, very much conditioned to believe that this is a major problem and like really a moral failure because we have learned that if we are not in control of our time and we are not in control of our timeline and we are not living our life in this contained, regimented way of utilizing every moment of the day, that there must be something wrong with us. We must be failing at life. And a lot of my clients even believe that they're simply just bad at being an adult. And this ties exactly into why I would not focus your energy on making a vision board just for this year ahead. And instead, what I would do is I would use your energy in creating something that I call a general life vision board. Now, something that I've noticed about myself as a neurodivergent person and a lot of my clients who are also neurodivergent people is that when we feel like we're on a deadline, it immediately takes our nervous system into a state of collapse. We feel this pressure to perform, and that in itself can make us shut down and stop trying. This is part of the reason why I love making a general life vision board. So you might be wondering, what is a general life vision board? So a general life vision board is a vision that is not contained by time. It is a general vision board for what you want to manifest over the course of your entire life. It's a living, breathing document that grows with you as your life stretches and retracts, as you take on different challenges, as you take on different expressions of who you are as a person. Your general life vision board is something that can ebb and flow with you over time. Now, this is something that I created in the summer of 2023. At that point in time, I was going through a massive life change. I was going through a breakup with somebody who I had been with for 6 years. We had shared businesses together. And so I was really at this point of completely starting over in my life. And I had manifested many, many things that I had wanted in my life. I had manifested my dream career more than once. I had manifested things that I wanted to experience, like trips that I wanted to go on, travel that I wanted to do, being published in magazines and sharing articles with communities that I was really excited with sharing about. So I knew, and I already had a sense of confidence in myself that I can create whatever I want to create. So rather than creating what I think I can get, let's put our energy into creating what we actually want, knowing that that process was probably going to take more than a year of my life. And that was okay because I was going to sign up for the journey of the life that I actually wanted to create. And so, what I did at that time was I created this general life vision board document. And the general life vision board is broken down into multiple categories. So, we have a category that is for money, we have a category that is for relationships and romance, we have a category that is for our home, we have a category that is for our career. And there's different categories that can be personalized to what's most important to you in your life. But the idea is that in each of these categories, we are not creating a vision board for what we think we can achieve this year. We are not creating really even a vision of what we want to achieve in the next 5 years. We are creating a vision in each of these categories for what we truly desire to manifest in our lifetime. Okay. So that's the only timeline that is associated with the general life vision board. And part of how I have seen this work for people is that it really removes the pressure of, well, it didn't happen this year, so I guess it's not for me. Or, well, I really want this, but I'm not going to put that on my vision board because I don't think that I can accomplish it this year. And something that a lot of people miss about vision boards and manifestation in general is that we receive what we are in the capacity to hold. Okay. So if you create a vision board for 2026, and this vision board includes, like, I'm going to start working out every single day, and right now you don't work out at all, or I'm going to make $150,000 this year, and you've never made more than $45,000 in your life. It's not that those kinds of jumps can't happen, but if you don't have the capacity to hold that big of a change, you will not receive that kind of manifestation. Okay. And so when we create the general life vision board, we're saying, this is the map of everything that I would like to receive. And then we can put our focus on expanding our capacity to actually be able to hold those manifestations when they come into our life. So actually right now, I am in the process of receiving 3 major manifestations, which hopefully I'll be able to share a lot more with you on this YouTube channel over the course of 2026. I'm really excited to share more about this publicly in the year ahead here on YouTube. But I have 3 major manifestations that are coming through in my life right now. One is related to my home, one is related to my vehicle, and one is related to romance and relationships. And I'll share about a little bit about how I've seen this happening in my life right now. In 2023, the summer of 2023, I'm coming out of this breakup. I'm creating my general life vision board, and I am working something called the creative visioning process. And this is a process that I teach, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of the video in case you're interested, because it's not just about creating the general life vision board, it's the entire process that you work to be able to support that vision board to come to life. That is actually how the manifestations come to fruition. But in the summer of 2023, I make my general life vision board and I begin working this creative visioning process. And at that point in time, I have really no regular income. I'm living with my parents. I have just started driving again after having been in a situation where I didn't feel even like I had the capacity to, like, really drive myself around, right? And one of the main things that I was trying to manifest at this point in time was a vehicle that I really wanted. And I did not have the capacity to hold that manifestation at that time, which was okay, because from 2023, the summer of 2023, up until now, the end of 2025, over the last 2.5 years, I have expanded my capacity drastically. And what I mean by that is I have expanded my capacity to be able to feel confident driving, which means that I have the capacity to hold the manifestation of the vehicle I want to drive because I can actually enjoy doing it and it's not a stressful experience. I have the capacity to pay for the vehicle that I want to have because I have created these banking systems. And when I'm talking about banking, I'm not just talking about money, although this is a part of it. I'm talking about I had this seed of this vision, which is this car that I want to have. Okay. And I have been banking energy around this manifestation through my mind, through what I'm focusing on, and also, yes, through money. So I had a account that I was putting very small amounts of money into over this entire period of time. And what happened is that I did not feel like I was ready to make this jump, to go from having the vehicle that I currently have, that I've had for 10 years, to I'm getting actually my dream car that I have been trying to manifest since 2023. But this is what I've noticed about how this works is I've been banking this energy in many different ways. And now, because I have been banking that energy from the seed of my vision for 2.5 years, not a year, 2.5 years, now the universe is meeting me halfway to bring the manifestation together through something that's called the Bridge of Incidence. Now, I'll just really briefly talk about this because I know a lot of people who are watching this are people who have been watching my journey over a long period of time. And if you're new to my world and you're new to my channel, then I welcome you into this space. And I'm excited to get to know you more on like an actual personal level and talk to you as a human about how all of this works and how this journey will unfold for you in your life. But the Bridge of Incidence often gets kicked off by something that is seemingly negative. Okay. And so this was the exact situation that happened with my car. I took my current vehicle in to the shop to get an oil change. And for the second time this year, they told me that I had a roughly $1,000 repair that I needed to do on my vehicle. And initially, I went into this feeling of collapse. I don't want to put the money out to fix this. But then, because of both this initiation event and my capacity that I have grown over the last 2.5 years, financial capacity, nervous system capacity, and trust in my vision capacity, I was able to take a step back from the frustration and notice, oh, this is the Bridge of Incidence. I actually need to look at what is possible for me now because I am maybe responding to this from an outdated identity. And that's exactly what happened. I looked at what is actually possible for me now and what actually makes sense. And I realized that a lot of the barriers that I had been facing for the last 2.5 years were no longer barriers for me to be able to pursue this manifestation. And so I'm currently in the process of bringing this manifestation into complete fruition. I'm in the Bridge of Incidence right now, which means that there might be things, and there have been things that are obstacles that are coming to me. But every obstacle that is presented to me is an opportunity for me to level up into the next layer, the next level, the next iteration of my general life vision coming to life. So, this is why I don't focus on just a vision board for the year ahead. We create the general life vision board because that's what we use to orient us to the life that we are creating, understanding that that life that we're visioning for ourselves is not all going to come to fruition in 12 months. Also, another thing that I'll just mention here about the way that I teach the general life visioning process is that it doesn't all have to be aspirational. You can use things that you're very happy about in your current life and use that to ground your general life vision so that you're manifesting in maybe a couple areas of your life, and then you're really becoming magnetic through the gratitude that you already have, the existing energy that you have already banked in these other areas of your life, so that they can be this like powerful, rich soil for the seeds of the other parts of your general life vision to grow from. Your vision is alive. It is a living, breathing document. And so, what we're doing is we're creating banks or fields that we are tending to. And we're doing that through applying energy into growing seeds in these different fields at different points in time. And so, if this is something that you're interested in learning about this process, how this process works, how you can apply it to your life, I teach the whole process of creating a general life vision and the steps that I took to bring those manifestations to life over a roughly 2.5 year period in my creative visioning school. And it's cost $66. It's a one-time fee. And then you get access to all of the updates and upgrades that I make to creative visioning, which I'm doing all of the time. This program gets updated about twice every year because I'm always learning more about the creative visioning process and I always have more to share, which is also part of what I'll be sharing here on YouTube this year, in addition to readings and astrological essays and things like that. Now, I do a year ahead vision board process, and I do teach you how to do the year ahead vision board process inside of Creative Visioning School. It's a bonus course that I created this fall. But where I would put my energy right now, if I were you, is creating the general life vision board. And it's the very first step of the process that you will learn when you're inside of Creative Visioning School. And then I'm also in there responding to comments, responding to messages, responding to any inquiries that you might have. So if this is something that's calling to you, you're sick of, okay, making a vision board for the year ahead, and then feeling the pressure to bring it all to life in a short time frame, this might be exactly the process that you have been missing. Not just thinking about the next 12 months, but thinking about the whole direction you want to go over the course of your life. And I'm happy to be a part of that process for you. So thanks so much for being here. And I hope you have an amazing 2026. And I'll see you later.